Hello everyone, this is the Technatorium tutorial, and today I'm going to be talking about Microsoft Team and specifically how do we get more users on your team. Just so you understand a bit, I'm using a tool called OBS Studio, so might be going to look on the left side just because I'm trying to change to the next scene and stuff like that. So let's move on to the next video. So I think at this moment in time, what we have done in the first sets of video that I created a few days ago is how to create the first Microsoft Team environment. And then as a manager of the Microsoft Team, what can you do and how do you can invite users to come and join you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you about the 2 or 3 different ways that you can invite people to join your team. And I'm hopefully make this video about 2 or 3 minutes long, and then I'll just keep adding more and more different subjects. So let's actually move on to the actual user interface. So what we have over here is the default home page of the Microsoft Team environment. Some of the things that's important to note is the name of the team site, and this is called Technatorium Online. So we're talking about adding more people. So visualizing, looking at this thing, there's a nice little icon to say add more people, and you can also invite people. So let's just try to say add more people. So Microsoft is giving you a way of adding people by email address. So that's one way of doing that. If you have a series of people you want to join, you know their email address, you can actually type in the address of the email, and then what they're going to be doing is they're going to be receiving an email informing them that you've actually want to join them. So I'm going to try to use an email address here that I've used before, technatorium .eric at gmail.com. Again, this is the email, my official email address that I want to use. Now, interestingly, it identified that it already exists into the Microsoft paradigm. So it says, do I want to be a member or as a guest? In this scenario, you want to have people to participate, so you probably want to make them as a member. Now, and then all I have to do is just click on the add button, and then the email and the information has been forwarded over to the user called technatorium.eric. Now, I have a feeling that that email address is a Microsoft account, so it already identifies who it is that you want to do. So I'm going to add another email address, and this time I'm going to use let's see, a generic email address that doesn't mean anything, that doesn't exist. So just for testing. So when I do that, it asks me again, do I want to send as a guest or a member? I have a feeling that a guest is someone who has less capability and with the site. So most of the time, you're just gonna want to do as a member. And then you add and we close. So that little thing saying I'm working on it, and it didn't like who that one is. So that's interesting. You're not authorized to invite this user as a guest because I guess he couldn't find the user. So let's try a different way. Other ways of inviting people is you can share a link to the user. So every team site has a URL. And in this scenario, the link is just a quick way of getting to it. So you can click on that little icon and it's copied to the clipboard. So now what does it mean when it's copied in clipboard is that if you've got a Word document, an email address, or a Word or Facebook, you can actually copy that link over to whatever media or whatever website that you want to have, that you want to add to your system. Now, what's going to happen is when the user click on that link, it's going to pop up a little screen. It says, oh, you receive an invitation to join Technatorium Online. So all that moment in time you'll be asked to do is entering, that user will have to enter their first name, last name, and the email address they want to use. The next step is once they submit that button, as an owner of Technatorium Technatorium online, I will see and detect that someone has invited and accepted my invitation. So I will need to be the one to actually authorize that user to join your team. Now, why is that important? Is that you, as the owner of the team site, have full control of who can actually join the environment. So let's see what the next option is. Invite your contacts. So invite to contact is gonna, oh, this is gonna be a little more smarter. It's gonna look at your email address and we'll look at all the contact that you have with your email system. I'm gonna try that and see what happens. It's an authorization uh, to by the mail provider that I want to be able to look at my contacts. I don't have any contacts in the system, so there was nothing I can do at this moment in time. So I'm going to close that. And then the last one is I'm going to invite people via email address. And that's, you can do, oh, this is interesting. You can do multiple ones. So I could say email address, I say user1 at me.com, user2 at me.com, and then you can add as many email addresses as you want in one shot. So I think that's gonna asking me what the name of the person, so that would be user1. So where would that be useful is if you got a list of students or a list of people that you want to add bulk in one way, then that's one way of doing that. So the invites were sent and we're done with the invitation. So what I've shown you is 4 different ways of adding user. You can add user from this button by typing the email address, and then it's going to ask you, do you want to be a guest or a member? You can also use the button link over here to control whether or not you're going to invite by the link, or you can invite from your email contact list or by emails address. So that would be the first conclusion on this demonstration of how to do invitation of people. Thank you. And one thing you want to do is subscribe on the Technatorium YouTube channel, and I will keep adding some of those. Again, my name is Eric Silver, and you can always reach me at the email address of technatorium.eric@gmail.com. I think you saw that early in the beginning, but it's also going to be available on the screen. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in a few minutes.